Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're back once again talking about the LCS offseason, the latest and greatest news, rumors, speculation, and all that good stuff going on in the professional League of Legends scene. Today we're talking about the LCS in North America, and even more specifically, we're talking about 100 Thieves. They've announced their new starting mid laner for the 2021 season. As you can see on the screen, 100 Thieves tweeted out just about half an hour ago. We're right on top of these stories, guys. As soon as this stuff is coming out, I'm getting it out to you guys. They tweeted out, "It is Tanner time. Welcome Damonte to 100 Thieves as our starting mid laner for the 2021 LCS season. Hashtag 100T. I think this is a really awesome signing. I think this is really exciting. I do think Damonte in the end is a pretty middle of the pack mid laner. I don't think he's like top 3 or 4 or anything. But 100T does need a resident mid laner, and as far as North American mid laners go, Damonte is one of your best options, especially with Bjergsen out of the league this year. Damonte is moving up a spot. He's one of those guys where if you have import carries in other positions like 100 Thieves does, then Damonte is one of your best options. He's also a guy who can be a low resource, low income guy who still puts up decent stats, can still make big plays from time to time. Obviously, at this point, he's a little bit of a veteran. He's gotten a few years under his belt, but he has played on a team that has made it to the World Championships before, obviously with Clutch Gaming a couple years ago, and now he's in a similar position with 100 Thieves where he could potentially make it back to Worlds once again. Obviously, they have Ssumday in the top lane, they have Closer, now they have FBI and Huhi in the bot lane. All of a sudden, 100 Thieves is looking very scary. They have a very nasty top jung duo in Ssumday and Closer, two absolutely very talented players, and then they have FBI and Huhi, who just might be the best bot lane in all of North America. FBI might be the best AD carry. He's an absolutely massive carry. So again, if they're putting a ton of resources into Ssumday, putting a ton of resources into FBI, having a kind of a lower econ, lower income mid laner, a guy who's willing to facilitate, to sacrifice for the team to win games, like Damonte is, I think he's going to fit great into this team. You know, sometimes we see the teams who just have too many carries or too many people fighting over or a CS or gold or minions or whatever, or all trying to carry and no one willing to give an inch to take a step back to win for the team. And Damonte is not that at all. He's a guy who earlier in the offseason he tweeted out, "I just want to win a trophy, man." And now we see he tweeted out, "Let's fucking go, boys. Time to go trophy hunting." And it's crazy, but 100 Thieves has had an amazing offseason. And all of a sudden, they maybe do have a chance to compete for a trophy. At the very least, they have a chance to compete for a world spot, which would be so exciting for 100 Thieves because it's been a couple of years since they made it back to the World Championships. And yeah, their roster's looking very interesting. They've had an awesome offseason. Obviously, the meme is like 100 Guardians because they pretty much just swooped over the whole Golden Guardians team from last year and threw Ssumday in the top lane. But Golden Guardians was a pretty good team last year, and Ssumday is a pretty good top laner, so this pair just makes so much sense. Papa Smithy and them did an awesome job. I love what 100 Thieves is doing in so many different ways. They had a great offseason. They have so many good young academy players and players on 100 Thieves next that are up and coming. Their organization is in a great place in the short term and in the long term. They have so many opportunities for developing both talent at the very top in the LCS, but also just great North American talent through kind of their academy systems and everything as well. And that's going to give them so many options in the future, either to promote guys or to sell them off and just make a bunch of money. They're doing a lot of awesome things. And I think it's a very exciting time to be a 100 Thieves fan, because at times the 100 Thieves organization, management, all that stuff has looked just very lackluster. But again, this is one of their best off seasons. They made some absolutely just big brain moves. They made some really good moves, and Damonte is obviously the final piece of that. Yeah, they look like they're going to be a very scary team in 2021. I could easily see them finishing as the 3rd best team. I don't think they can really touch TL or Cloud9, but all of a sudden TSM's moves are starting to fall through. They might fall down a little bit. Evil Geniuses, FlyQuest, 100 Thieves, they're all going to be fighting for that 3, 4, 5 middle of the road spot. TSM could potentially move back in up there as well if they are able to kind of figure out their roster, but TSM's a mess now. It's too hard to comment on them. 100 Thieves could easily be the 3rd best team, and I think that would be very exciting. Again, that race for that final world spot is going to be exciting. And if Cloud9 or TL, you know, if they have synergy issues, if they don't completely mesh well together, if they start slumping a little bit, 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, FlyQuest, these teams have the talent where they could take games on these teams. They could potentially compete with them for these spots. They could take a run or a shot at some of these teams. This team is really that caliber. Ssumday and FBI are legit carries. Closer is one of the best junglers in the league. And then, yeah, if your other facilitating players are Huhi and Damonte, you could do much worse than them. Yes, they're not obviously top tier. They're not the best players in their positions or anything by any means, but they're very, very solid, and they're surrounding a very good foundation. 100 Thieves talked about how they went from having 1 All-Star last year in Ssumday to now 3 All-Stars with closer FBI and Ssumday, and I completely agree. Their team leveled up. Damonte's hungry. He has a big ego. He has a big attitude. He loves to talk trash. That's great in that 100 Thieves environment where they have all this branding and content creation, social media and stuff, but also hopefully some really, really good play to back all that up. Like I said, Damonte, he seems like an awesome guy. He has this huge, huge personality, ego, all that stuff. And yeah, he's really fun to watch. He's fun to root for. When he's playing well, he's one of the most exciting players in the league. And it's always good to see North American mid lane talent getting a chance and also getting a chance to succeed, because at times he's looked very good, he's looked very bad. Again, in the end, I think he's a pretty middle of the pack mid laner, but that might be exactly what this team needs. A solid North American mid laner who's just good enough to facilitate for the team and maybe lead them to a bright future in 2021. But yeah, it is now official. Damonte is a starting mid laner for 100 Thieves in 2021. Pretty big move, pretty exciting move, and rounding out that roster very, very nicely. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Is 100 Thieves making the right choice? Is Damonte a good pick for their starting mid for 2021, or should they have went with somebody else? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to update on the latest content. Check me out over at Twitch, twitch.tv/I_am_Germ. Check out the first link in the description below for a $25 RP giveaway we got going on right now. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.